The second game here this afternoon of the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup 2014. I am Adam Bucket, your English commentator for this World Cup for 2014, all the way from the Metropolitan Polo Club here in Tianjin, China. The two teams here warming up, ready to take the field, is Australia versus Chile. This will be the second game on the card for today. The first game being won by Hong Kong, China, last year's defending champions, and the players warming up their ponies. As we said, it's quite cold out there on the pitch, and the umpire's whistle goes, calling the players into the centre of the field to get this game underway. We'll have a presentation of the players as the dignitary Mr. Sun Li Sheng will throw the ball in to get the game underway, the second game here today. Field playing very well. One minor slip in the last game, but the rest of the game ran very, very well. But what would you expect here from these facilities? An amazing location, surrounded by some beautiful buildings and architecture, and just one of the spectacles of the Polo Tour. Definitely a world-class facility, and something that most people from around the world, if you're interested in polo, should try and get themselves here at some stage to watch some of these games. If nothing else, at least get here for the finals, which will be on the 19th. As we have the Argentine marching band coming to the centre of the field. And two teams will then line up and we'll do the national anthems. So it was a nail bite of the first game. Hong Kong, China were down by 2 goals. It was 4 goals to 2 in favour of Spain, the underdogs, with 2 minutes left on the clock. But it was then all Hong Kong in the last 2 minutes, and they went out eventual winners, 5 goals to 4. So our umpires for today, for this game, will be Chris Bethel, all the way from England, and Nico Scotticini will be our other umpire. The Australian team has 2 cousins, Ed Gould and Ruki, or John Bailey, are cousins, and the third player will be Kelvin Johnson. Kelvin playing here last year for the Australian team. They didn't get through to the qualifiers, to the semis, but they have changed that team around this year, and I think you'll find a much stronger outfit here from the Australians. But the Chileans are a force to be reckoned with, especially in these small arena polo. Stand by for the Australian national anthem. Now we will have the national anthem for Chile. So ends the Chilean national anthem. And we will now have as the Argentinian marching band leaves the field, we'll have the introduction of the players. Starting with the Australian players. So for Australia, number 1, Kelvin Johnson. One of the best arena players coming out of Australia in the last few years. Ed Gould, the 4-goaler from Queensland, at number 2. And at number 3, it will be John Ricky Baillieu, Australia's highest rated player on 7 goals at the moment. And so for Chile, at number 1, Jean Murillo. Number 2 for Chile will be Ignacio Vial. And at number 3, Matias Vial. So the players now warming up their ponies to get this second qualifying game underway. The ball will be thrown in by Li Shang, who's the Director of Amateur Sports Section at the Tianjin Sports Bureau. He will be throwing the ball in to get this game underway. So lining up at number 1 will be Kelvin Johnson for Australia. And the ball goes thrown in now. We're off and running in the second game here of the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup for 2014. It's Chile on the attack. Lovely big lofted shot, but it's been hit up into the wind, so the ball will hold up there. It may not carry. Rookie Baillieu, Jack Baillieu takes it forward. Now Kelvin Johnson goes for the near side, but it's Vial that's come up with it. Ignacio Vial Martinez. Will he put the first goal on the board? He's been stifled there by Kelvin Johnson. And the flag has gone up, so it's goal time for Chile. A lovely little back shot there by the Chilean, drawing first blood here in the second qualifier. Now, John Baillieu bringing the ball in on the black pony now for Australia, looking for some runners. Ed Gould just trying to keep the Chilean away from Baillieu. Unsuccessful. The Chilean comes up with it, but now it's Baillieu now in the clear. Doesn't quite get enough wood onto it. Now it's been hit up there by Vial, but it's gone out over the back line. So it'll be both teams just struggling a little bit, just getting a little bit of their footing in this first minute of the chukker. So it'll be Jack Rookie Baillieu heads the ball cleanly, looking for Kelvin Johnson now. Kelvin Johnson's out in front. He's got the Chilean on his side now. Lovely neck shot towards the centre of the field. It sits up there nicely, but Kelvin's now trying to pull the pony up in the back. Oh, it's been a big neck shot required by Ed Gould for Australia, but the Australian cannot put it through the goal. So Chile now on the attack with a hit in off the back line. And it'll be Matias Vial, the number 3 with the grey helmet for Chile. Taking it forward, looking to get past Ed Gould for Australia now. Kelvin Johnson sticking with Matias is Ed Gould for Australia. Lovely back shot. Look at that team play there now. John Ricky Baillieu now on the black horse. He's going to have to try and get in behind the number 1 player here for Chile. Hooked out of it now. And it's one. Jamarillo. Now, hit up cleanly to the number 3. He's waiting for runners. And who's coming? Oh, gets the deflection off the pony's hind quarter now, but it'll be Kelvin Johnson. Back shot across, looking for Ed Gould. Or it's Ed Gould now. Hits the ball cleanly, but it doesn't go where he wants it, so it's headed out to the board. Ed Gould. Big back shot called, but it's gone into the legs of the pony that was following him. Now another back shot by Chile. Who's on the attack here? It'll be near side, but he's being told to leave it. Lovely near side play by John Bailey. Now appeals for the foul and gets it. The whistle's gone, so it'll be Australia with the first penalty. So the umpire saying that Bailey had the line for Australia, but because they're going across the field, they're only going to get a penalty on the spot. They're not going to get it walked up to be a 30-yard. If they were attacking the goal mouth, they would have walked that ball up and put it on the 30-yard line. So a chance here, an opportunity for Australia to draw even with 3 minutes left on the clock. The clock has stopped when the penalty whistle went. Australia now jostling for position. That's not really where they wanted it to go. Bailey needed that to go straighter. The wind does get this ball. It'll be Chile. Jamarillo up the boards now, looking for Vial. Ignacio Vial now, back shot, lovely back shot there by Johnson, but there's no Australian players back there, so it's Matthias Vial now in defence. The Chilean. Lovely shot by Bailey. Will he keep it in the field of play? It's in the far corner now, but it's gone out over the back line, so it'll be Chile. The hit in from the back line. 2 minutes 27 on the clock, and it's 1-0. Umpire saying Kelvin Johnson needed to move off the line there. The Chilean accelerated, rode into the pony of Kelvin Johnson. As we said, there's none of these players here have brought their own ponies. All these ponies have been supplied by the Metropolitan Polo Club. Manager here, Derek Reed, doing an amazing job putting these ponies together for such a world-class event. And it'll be Chile with a hit from the halfway mark. And it'll be Vial to take the shot. Matthias Vial with the grey helmet. Doesn't quite get it again. Appeals for the foul and gets it. So Kelvin Johnson for Australia now has created 2 of those fouls. Matthias Vial not riding dangerously into him, just trying to show the umpire that that he had the line. And Johnson needed to move off that line. He didn't need to be impeding that line. So once that ball creates a line, the opposing team can't cross it unless they take their man with them, and the umpire deeming that Kelvin Johnson for Australia has parked in front of the player coming up that line and has therefore impeded the player. So Chile now with a penalty to take the score to 2-0. So Matthias Vial, the 3 for Chile, will take the penalty. Hits it cleanly, and its flag's gone up. So it's 2-0 in favour of Chile. Australia needing to do something now. 2 minutes left on the clock. They don't want to let this lead blowout to be too great. Now Kelvin Johnson now just takes the check, hits it across, looking for Gould. Now lovely neck shot by Johnson, but just couldn't convert. So Johnson having a few problems with the pony. Would have been great to go into the final minute of this chucker with the goal, but wasn't to be. So it's now Matthias Vial, the number 3 for Chile, bringing it in from the back line now. Vial unloads the big ball, comes off the hind quarter of Ed Gould's horse. Ed Gould looking around for the ball, doesn't quite get it, but it's going to be Ignacio Vial now taking it around. Near side required by Ed Gould, but he couldn't get to the ball cleanly without impeding the line for Chile. So Chile will get another penalty. So Australia all over the line here, not riding these lines cleanly, and they're paying the price for it at the moment with 3 consecutive penalties going to the Chilean team. And it'll be Matias Vial initially appealing for a 30-yard shot, but the umpire saying, no, come back here to halfway. It'll be a penalty from halfway because they were inside the half. And so, great polo here by the Chileans to... it's very simple. Once that line goes in a certain direction, that creates the new line. And you cannot cross that line unless you take your man with you. So, the Chileans appealing for a foul here. The umpires have actually given the penalty. The whistle has gone. Umpires disagree. One umpire there blew that whistle thinking that the Chilean had actually hit the ball in under the Australian's horse to try and create that foul, so that's why he blew that. Now, back shot now. Who's out with it? Bailey for Australia now. Australia on the attack. Leaves the ball behind, unfortunately, but who's back there? Ed Gould, the number 2 for Australia. Nothing but him and daylight between him and the ball. And now he clears it out to the boards. I think he was looking for the deflection off the board there, but he got too much onto it. So with 45 seconds on the clock, they're 2 goals down, and it'll be a throw-in by the umpire, and it's out to the centre. Rookie Bailey, John Bailey, riding hard here to try and save this game. Big neck shot there by one pony down. Pony down by Ignacio Vial, the number 2 for Chile. Pony leaving the field in good condition. He's just had a slip. And the whistle has gone with 30 seconds left on the clock. So the number 2, Ignacio Vial, is on the deck waiting for his horse to be brought back. And the Australians may take this 30 seconds to regather and think about what they've have or haven't done in this chukker to allow the Chileans to get 2 goals up. But as we saw in the previous game, the games on these fields can turn around very quickly. So it'll be a throw-in because the umpires have blown the whistle for safety reasons. If the player comes down within the dangerous area of the game of the play, the umpires will blow the whistle and have a throw-in once they check that the pony's okay and the gear and everything's okay. So Ignacio Vial Mazeres is back on his pony. Pony on this occasion is Smokin' Joe. So the umpires will throw the ball in here to the boards. And it comes out. Who's got it? It's the number 3 for Chile, or is it John Bailey? The bell has gone. Big clearing shot there across the field. Kelvin Johnson's not going to get there in time for Australia. It'll be Vial again, the number 2 for Chile. Will he make it 3-0 in this final chukker? Kelvin Johnson waiting for it to go across the field. No, it doesn't go through. John Bailey now. He's going to have to put his skates on to get to the other end here. John Bailey now, the hook there, but who's next? Ed Gould can't get to it, but it's going to be Vial, and the Buddha has gone. So, at the end of the first chukker, it's been all Chile. And we go to the break with Chile up 2-0 at the end of the first chukker of the second game here. That's our Kiwi team there, the New Zealanders, watching intently to see who, there they are, wave. The Kiwis waving back to the television there, but they'd be very curious to see who's going to win this game here. All the teams here in the grandstand watching very intently as to who's in form and who isn't. And I think they're back at the pony lines now. The Matthias Vial, the danger man for Chile, just getting some gear checked on the Palomino pony. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them helping him, so you'd like to think that he's going to get it right. But no, it must be a saddlery malfunction. That's a stirrup leather that's come off, and he's getting a new stirrup leather there. So they're putting on a new stirrup for Matthias Vial. So it's been a very exciting day of polo here on the snow in Tianjin at the Metropolitan Polo Club. The Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup for 2014, as we wait intently for Matthias Vial, the number 3, the defender for Chile, has just had a stirrup leather break on his way out while he was warming up the horse. So before we even get started into this second chukker, we've just had a little bit of a gear malfunction. There's the Chilean girlfriends, I think you'll find, and a couple of the French players on the right there, as again watching intently to see. In Australia at the cricket, I think we call them the WAGs, wives and girlfriends. They've even got their own special area in the at the MCG and the SCG for the WAGs to go and sit and watch their partners play cricket. But today we're in China at this amazing establishment here. The vision and the foresight and of these people to put such an amazing facility together is something to behold. It is a really, really world-class polo facility and development, and it's something that everyone should come and have a look at. So, Matthias Vial now back on his horse. The pit crew have changed the stirrup leather, and he's out of the pits and back out onto the main pitch, so we can get this second chukker underway of the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup for 2014. Australia versus Chile. Oh, lovely little back shot there by Ignacio Vial. Now, he takes it up, gets the lucky bounce. Will he run it through? What a way to open the account for Chile. It's not what Australia needed, but it was the number 2 for Chile. That's the guy, ladies and gentlemen, who was on the ground 5 minutes ago. And the whistle's gone. And the ball, lovely goal there. Look at that in slow-mo. That high-tech, that slow-mo is fantastic, isn't it? And you don't see much better goals like that. It's an own goal all the way from the line out by the number 2 for Chile. Australia with the hit in now. It'll be Jack Bailey to take the ball out now. The 7-goaler from Melbourne in Victoria, Australia. Gets a lucky bounce there. Oh, lovely little deflect there by Vial. Matthias Vial comes up on the Palomino pony. Where is it now? No, it's the number 1. Juan Jamarillo hitting it across field now. Who's there? Kelvin Johnson. Lovely neck shot. Johnson. Has it been read by the Australians though? No, it's Jamarillo back there on the brown pony. Doesn't get a good bounce, but who's back there? Matthias Vial on the Palomino. Bailey now. And Matthias Vial Hustle. Vial leaves it and goes. Leaves it behind for Jamarillo. He's going to take it himself now on the stick out to the side of the boards, but it's gone through to Kelvin Johnson. Big back shot required, or will he take it forward? He hits it back. Lovely clearing shot. Gets a good deflect off the thing, off the wall. Now, Chileans asking for a foul there, but they didn't quite get it. Now, big back shot required. Will it go through the goal? It does. But we just want to see if the whistle has gone. Whistle has gone in favour of the Australians. So it will be. Here you can see Bailey had the line. He was ridden off, but not. The umpire's deeming that he didn't leave the line. He wasn't moved off the line by his opposing player. So it was definitely an Australian ball, and the Chileans didn't have a play, so they've left it there. Now, well, we've got a tangle up here. Value. Or is it Gould? Ed Gould for Australia has his leg caught in the reins of Matthias Vial's horse, and he has come off. The whistle has gone. With 4 minutes 30 left on the clock. Getting it just shows the good work, the good sportsmanship here by both teams, with Matthias Vial being the first off his horse to help Ed Gould to get his leg out of the reins. And Ed Gould's okay. Can happen in this game, close contact. It is a contact sport. And you can see the South African team there. Now, Ed Gould back on his pony. And it's still 3 goals apiece, 3 goals to nil, I should say, in favour of Chile. The umpires throw the ball towards the boards. Chris Bethel from England now. Value called for a tail now. Big neck shot up the boards. Ed Gould's waiting for it, but Vial was coming up the line, so Ed Gould had to leave that ball. Did so, but now Bailey's come up the line with him. Now Bailey taking the ball across, but there's a Chilean back in defence there. Does a big clearing neck shot across. Doesn't quite get the distance on it that he would like, but the next player, Ignacio Vial, clears it now. Ed Gould back shot again, doesn't get what he wanted on that, but it's going to be Matthias Vial, hooked out of it by Kelvin Johnson now. Who's going to be the first onto it? It's Ignacio Vial, the man that was on the deck earlier in the first chucker. Goes for the big ride-off, takes Ed Gould out of the way now, leaves it for Matthias Vial on the Palomino now. He leaves it behind for his man, number 1, Juan Jamarillo now, but they have a shot for goal and they go wide to the right, and it will be Australia breathing a sigh of relief with an attacking play off the back line. And we've got 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. Kelvin Johnson now heading, looking for the ball to come his way, trying to create play, trying to create a little bit of space there for Bailey to hit. Now he's done so. Now here's Ed Gould going to have to take that man out. Lovely big clearing shot there by the number 1, Jamarillo for Chile. Lovely back shot there by Matthias Vial. Now Bailey going to have to back it towards his number 2, Kelvin Johnson. Does so. Who's first there? Matthias Vial. He's the danger man for the Australians. If they can't control this guy on the Palomino horse, the Australians are going to be in all sorts of trouble at the end of this truck. And now we've got lovely big shot there by Kelvin Johnson as one of the Chileans half comes off his horse. Now Vial can't get to the play. Now it's taken forward by rookie Bailey, John Bailey from Australia. Here he goes. Will he get enough distance on this one to keep himself clear and put the first goal on the table for Australia? The number 3 for Australia, rookie Bailey. He's left it. It's still in the field of play. Kelvin Johnson, he's going to have to do a big back shot here to get this close to the goal mouth, or in somewhere near for the other guys to be able to put that through. It's still in the field of play. Johnson again, another back shot required. Oh, lovely big back shot, and it's gone wide to the left. Unlucky for Australia. So, great run of play there for the Australians. Finally starting to put it together now. But this man, Matthias Vial, very, very good with this orange ball. Very good in defence. And that's going to help the Australians. That's really going to help them, because he didn't want that to go out. He wanted that to bounce off that board, get the deflection and roll in over to the other side, over the halfway line now. Umpire Bethel just trying to pick up the ball here on the pony. Not real good with the crowds, the umpire horse. So Aussie still inside the Chilean half, so they're in an attacking forward position, and it'll be Chris Bethel to throw the ball in. Bailey goes for the hook. Now Kelvin Johnson keeps it now. Taken out is Ed Gould now. Ed Gould for Australia. Getting it up into their top half of the Chilean half. Neck shot. Here we go. Ed Gould with the big neck shot required. Does so and hits the post. Doesn't go through. Unlucky for Australia. Very lucky for... Oh, it's going to be... I think he's hit it through, but I think you'll find the umpires may have blown the whistle on that one, so not going to do that. Yes. So Chile were saved there as Bailey went for that ball. You'll find, so here we go, the setup of the play. Ed Gould goes, hits it, gets the very unlucky, the Australians being very unlucky, hits the post. So then it comes back around and Rookie Bailey ran down the line, but he wasn't really on the line, and it was more for the Chileans. But now the Chileans have hit their penalty from halfway. It's gone out over the back line, and it will be now Australia breathing a sigh of relief. And John Bailey, or Rookie as he's known to his friends, has taken it off the back line, left it behind for Kelvin Johnson, and now Matthias Vial. He comes in and puts some pressure on Kelvin Johnson on the Palomino pony. Tries to get it around. Bailey backs it across for Johnson on the black horse. Now, Johnson can't get there because Ignacio Vial's there. Now, he backs it away. So the hoover's gone. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Will Australia put a point on the board before the end of this game? Before the end of this chuck? Now, it's underneath Kelvin Johnson. Looking up, can't see it now. It's Jamarillo hitting it out over to the boards for Chile. Ed Gould getting it off the pony's leg, doesn't quite get the bounce he wants. Now, Matthias Vial appealing for a foul, doesn't quite get it. Ignacio Vial. Now, and that's the end of the second chucker. So it's all Chile at the moment. 1 goal scored, and we've got at the end of the second chucker, it's 3-0 in favour of the Chileans as we go to a break. We're all back to the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup for 2014, going into the third and final chucker of our second qualifying game here today, and it's all Chile at the moment. Australia in all sorts of trouble, have not been able to get that ball through the goal, and now you can see umpire Chris Bethel sitting with the Australians while John Rookie Bailey yelled out a few things to his teammates and has a bit of a team talk. Now, I think there's there has been a gear malfunction, but that's been sorted out there for Ignacio Vial. He's our number 2 for Chile, the 4-goaler. So both these teams are seated second in this side of the draw. And at the moment, it's all Chile. So 3-0. As the Australians now leave the field, we're just trying to see what's going on, whether they're talking to the groundsman maybe, just to have a quick discussion about the state of the snow, whether it needs something more or whether there's a... Maybe that's what the Chilean was talking about when he was down, but it looks like Ignacio Vial is now getting back on his pony. Quick change, and we're going to have a throw-in from the centre. With all the work to do. 6 minutes left on the clock. 6 minutes for the Australians to see if they can turn this game around. To do that, they're going to have to try and do something with Matthias Vial, the 6-goaler, number 3 for Chile with the grey helmet. He's been doing all the damage. Australians much better in that last chucker, but they've still got a 3-goal deficit to make up, and now the ball's come out, and it's going to be Ignacio Vial now near side, but it hits the pony's leg. Who's there? It's going to be Value for Australia. Doesn't quite get it now. It's going to be Juan Jamarillo who puts the goal through. It's now 4 goals to zip in favour of the Chileans. And that's not the start that the Australians needed. So, near side required by Ed Gould. Ed Gould gets it down. Doesn't quite get it up, but now look at this, the lucky ball for Ed Gould. Gets the ball, but it hits the pony's chin. Now the ball's been backed across the field to the boards. Who's going to be first back there? It's the number 3 for Australia, John Value. Now backs it down the boards, looking for Kelvin Johnson. Kelvin Johnson didn't think that ball would go as far as it did, and hadn't turned around, and it's now gone out over the back line. So, play is called. Matthias Vial, bring it in. So what he'll be doing here is just trying to get a little bit of field position before he unloads the big ball. But instead he's left it behind now for his number 2, Ignacio Vial. Still trying to work out whether they are related or not. And great back shot there by Ed Gould, but he can't quite turn up onto that quickly enough. And the first one there was Matthias Vial for Chile. So Chile now, big air swing there by Value. Value for Australia, can't quite get to the line because he's been held out of it by Juan Jamarillo. And now Kelvin Johnson for Australia, looking for runners. Thought he might play it back, but the Chileans didn't read it, and he's decided to keep it. So he's just over the halfway line now. Australia in a very good attacking position. Ed Gould comes in around behind Kelvin Johnson for Australia. It's now Ed Gould with the ball free. Will he be able to keep the ball himself? Oh, gets another lucky bounce here. Ed Gould, will he put it through? Ed Gould, that's sitting there in front of the goal mouth, but it's not going to go through. Now, next shot there by Juan Jamarillo. Now, Australia, they're around the hole. They're around it, but they just can't get the ball through now. Matthias Vial keeps it, creates the line, appealing for the Australians to move out of the way so he can get that ball now. It's been hit beautifully there by Juan Jamarillo. Up for Chile now. Kelvin Johnson, good neck shot there on the snow. Now taking it forward is going to be a big back shot required. Matthias Vial can't quite get to it. Now Ed Gould plays the ball. Chilean appealing for the foul. Doesn't get it. Umpire Kelvin Johnson hitting it through, but who's back there? Vial for Chile. Now Australia needs to be the next one there, but it's not. It's Ignacio Vial. They're just getting beaten to each of these plays. Now, back to this one is Gould. No, Matthias Vial. Matthias Vial looking for runners, just stalling for time there in doing so. He's left that ball free. Value concedes the play. Lets Juan Jamarillo now back that ball. Is it going to go out over the boards? No, he's going to stay in the field of play. It'll be Kelvin Johnson. Lovely neck shot there. Johnson straight onto the stick of John Value. Now, can't get the ball. Appealing for the foul, saying he was impeded by the Chilean player. Now, it's Juan Jamarillo. Has to get past Johnson for Australia. Chile with 2 minutes, 26 seconds left on the clock, and they're 4 goals up on Australia. An uphill battle for the Australians from here. And this is where the Chileans just need to start shutting this down, while the Australians have a few goals to score now. 4 goals to zip in favour of Chile, with whistle going at 1 minute. So 2 minutes. We've seen that 2 minutes is plenty of time in this game on this field.
The ball that was thrown in has probably got punctured and gone a bit soft.
Value asking whether he can change. Umpire saying no, they're throwing the ball in. John Value now looking, he's got numbers on his side. He's got 3 versus 2 because the Chilean player's off the field. Now Value, now they've got an overlap and they still can't convert this. So now it's up to Kelvin Johnson. They don't need to be playing with the ball here. They need to be getting this right up into the striking zone for this. They need to score this this now because they're running out of time. 1 minute 30 and they've got 4 goals to get. Can Australia do it? Oh, and he just can't convert that. Now Kelvin Johnson turning that ball in. Can't get back to it. Now it's been cleared there by Juan Jamarillo. Now, big ride off there by Gould. Ball comes out for Ignacio Vial. Now hooked out by Kelvin Johnson, who then gets a bit on it, but gets an unlucky bounce, comes off the pony's leg. Now, who's there? Ed Gould gets told to leave it by rookie Value. John Value now. And the whistle's gone. Whistle has gone. 2 players take the opportunity now to go and change their ponies, but there's 1 minute left on the clock, or 58 seconds, and it looks very, very unlikely that the Australians will be able to do much from here. What they need to be doing from here, they'll get this one, which will keep their margins small, but they need to be, if they are going to lose this one, try and lose it by as least as possible so that they can, it may assist them further on down the draw. So Chile doing a fantastic job in these 3-chucker game on the snow. The 2 6-goalers, but in particular Matthias Vial having a fantastic game here this afternoon on the snow. And the Australians not having many answers for Matthias Vial's boys. And John Rookie Value with a walk-up start, the 7-goaler, and nothing going right for the Aussies here today. So it's still 4 goals to 0 with 47 seconds left on the clock, and Vial to hit in. Matthias Vial now. Johnson, great little shot to Rookie Value now. Rookie Value gets a lucky kick. The pony just takes the ball forward there. He's got to get past Vial. Vial watches. Can he put this one through? Value hits the post, and it's still in the field of play. Now, Kelvin Johnson. We've got 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball kept in by Juan Jamarillo. Now, Ed Gould taking it around the front. Hits it, can't hit it cleanly, hits it again. Comes off the rump of the other pony. 2 seconds left. It's going to be game time. And at the end of the second game here this afternoon, it's all Chile, 4 goals to 0. The Australians remain scoreless at their initial game of the tournament. And so Chile take the second game, 4 goals to 0. Goals to Matthias Vial in the, got 2 goals in the first chucker, 1 goal in the second chucker, and 1 goal in the third chucker. So a great effort there by Matthias Vial, and well supported by his other players. So we'll be back shortly with all the highlights after this. So at the end of the second game, we've got Hong Kong, China on 2 points and Chile on 2 points, with the Australians and Spain on 0. And 1 more game to go this afternoon. And coming up shortly after this, we'll have the player interviews. I'm not sure who they'll be talking to down there. And we will have the highlights of that game there between Australia and Chile. And then that will be followed shortly after that by the third and final game for today, England versus Mexico, later on here on Now Sports.